Nice examples, Teresa. That just really fits it, doesn't it?
I can't believe we're selling those frames, man. People are buying them.
Man.
I can't wait to use my banner.
So I can't wait for you too. Make sure Diane orders more.
I know.
I think we're live. I just saw that Kathy popped on. We've been chatting.
Morning, Kathy.
We've been chatting about these
All Create.
All Create fun dies, and they have been selling pretty well.
Yeah.
So Kathy's here. She says good morning, and I see Debbie and Janet is on board this morning and ready to link and drink with us. And we are crafting more in 2024 today because this is a craft along.
Yes.
For those of you that already have the panels that Teresa designed, and let's grab one here to show you. I don't know what I'm showing right now. Your apron. Your apron. So Teresa designed these. She stamped them, and we have printed them, laser printed them on a watercolor paper. And
I forgot to pull out all the stamps.
Now the cow is sideways, but basically you cut these in half, and you get this. And they're $1.29, and we're going to learn new watercolor techniques today. So it's a craft along. If you've got the panels, get them out. Teresa, we're going to show you some new stuff, and we're going to show you what we did on Friday. But first, why don't you tell us, Teresa? And here she is with her upside down name tag.
Oh gosh, that's because the magnet.
So you can read it. That way she can read it.
There we go.
Yeah. All right, Teresa's back now.
What you need.
Tell us what we need, and so be gathering these supplies because then we're going to come back and be with Teresa.
You need a watercolor panel, or you could just, have an image stamped of your own if you just want to learn the technique, but you want to stamp with an archival ink. These are printed on the copy machine, so they're not going to run, but when I do it first, I do it with archival ink. So you need an image to color. You need a set of Tim Holtz watercolor pencils, and there are 6 now.
6 beautiful sets.
And all of them have, the different, I should show this, the different colors. They all have red, green, yellow, blue, purple, and a brown or black or something. So these are the different sets. So you just need one because we're going to use a red and a blue, so all sets have a red and a blue.
I really like how he set that up. So it's not like a set with all blues or all reds. You can do just about everything Teresa does with one set.
A lot of people have number 1, so this sample has Fire Brick and Salty Ocean. But if you have other sets, then you can pick whatever red and blue you want, and that's what I'm going to do today. We'll just use some different colors. You need a microfiber cloth or a paper towel.
And Teresa's used to be pink.
Mine is, well used and loved.
And paper towel.
An optional item is a heat tool, just because the technique we're using, you can dry and then do it again and add layers. So instead of having to wait, the heat tool works. It's different than the embossing tool because it doesn't melt. You can. Maggie's used it. It takes a long time. But this is more for drying. If you have an embossing tool, you can use that too. Just be careful not to burn your paper. A piece of acetate or plastic.
This is what I'm anxious to see.
Yes.
I've been seeing this online a lot.
This is a fun new technique that we're going to do today. A spray bottle, some kind of spray bottle, a paintbrush, and a water cup or some kind of water for you. Okay?
All right, that's what we need for today.
Yep.
So we are going to show you some new product, some things that came in.
All right.
And then we're going to come back. So gather your supplies.
Get ready.
Have a listen. Get ready to go. And Teresa, speaking of that water cup, that kind of reminded me of the flooding that's going on in Iowa.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, our sympathy and thoughts go out to all those people. I've seen pictures, Teresa, and I saw a picture of Hobby Lobby, and it looked like it was maybe water was up maybe a foot or 2 all around it, and the streets are flooded. So it's hard for us to imagine that when we're not in the middle of it. But I've seen pictures. It's like, oh my gosh. And stay cool because, wow, we've got some heat going on. We got lots of hellos. Jan says she hopes we're staying cool, Teresa. And
We're trying.
Denise says she loves Teresa card days. So
thanks,
you'll be in for a treat today. And Chris says they're on their way to the store. So Chris, yay, we'll see you soon.
Listen on your way.
Yep, you're going to be here. And you can come and see all this in person.
Yeah.
Okay, now Donna Baker from Bakersfield. I love Baker from Bakersfield because she told me that on the phone.
Yeah.
She said it was 108 there yesterday. Oh. I didn't know it got that hot in California. Did you?
Wow. No.
Well, it's warm here in Iowa right now. We're having a little bit of a heat spell, but it's not going to last forever. All right, let's see. Janet's having technical problems, and she'll be back soon. We hope. So we'll see you soon, Janet. Soon. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, let's take a look at what we got in stock here.
We got the Super Value Pack. It's the 4x4 variety pack of assorted colors, and you get 400 pieces.
Or 300.
300. They're 4x4, 300. Yes, for $7.49.
So those are back in stock. We had those out during our paper party, and Peggy did amazing layouts, and you can go on our blog and find her layouts that she used those on.
Yeah, I would use these for die cutting shapes.
They'd be awesome.
That's what I would use it for.
Just to put in a little box or something and pull them out when you need a color.
Oh, yep.
I agree, especially for that price. That's a pretty good price.
We have some paper. This is cameras on ivory. Oh, that's kind of cool.
So these vintage cameras, if you go to shopping and go to themes, we have a theme called camera because I really love cameras and anything to do with photos and photography, and this is in there, and you'll be able to find it and fussy cut those. And it even has Polaroids. I noticed that at the same time. I checked this in Saturday, and I didn't really even realize that. It was kind of we were in a hurry.
And then we've got Beautiful Things Noted by Bo Bunny. I don't know.
And this you're going to find, we ordered this because of the music. It seems like people love anything with music.
Definitely.
And so, again, if you go to themes, and then you will find that under our music theme.
All right, we've got some die cuts.
All right, die cuts, one of my favorite things.
Bashan. 6-month baby boy.
And we have that in pink and blue.
Yep,
we have all the months and all the firsts. We have a lot of good.
Engagement.
I like that because it's got the ring with it.
Back to school. No.
Not yet. We shouldn't have showed that one.
I know. And preschool graduation.
Strike that from the record.
Yeah, we don't need those now. It's summer.
Our little great niece had a preschool graduation, and you guys, it was so cute because she had on a little cap and gown, and it's funny because I remember her dad doing the same thing in his little red cap and gown.
So we've got some other first 4th of July, so that's coming up. Good time to snag that one. And first Christmas. These are cute.
Okay, and we have a comment, Teresa. Yeah. That, the camera paper shows out of stock because we don't have the order totally checked in. So we have to work on that order, and then it is not really out of stock. You could call and get it, but it'll show up online here shortly today.
I just found my
first Thanksgiving. You could do a whole little baby book, and oh my gosh, Teresa, we have a baby first year book kit coming out.
Oh,
for boy or girl. There's 2 different ones.
That's fun. Mother of the groom.
That would be the MOG. There's the mob and the MOG, the mother of the bride and the mother of the groom. Yeah.
Never heard of that before. Little sister. I was trying to get all the family ones together.
Well, you're doing
family.
Good 'cause there's family.
And then we have family reunion, so that's good for this time of year.
Yeah, we've got one of those
Here's some more firsts. I thought I had them all.
All our first
Easter and first Halloween.
The people that do this do such a nice job. They've got the little icon there, the little pumpkin and the little bunny rabbit.
I think I got them all. Oh, here's some sunglasses. That's good for summer. Here's another wedding, Mr. and Mrs.
And you guys, we do have Mrs. and Mrs. too.
Yes.
So we have that available.
Show choir, another musical thing. We have girls wrestling, which is very popular in Iowa now. We've got some medical things. We've got braces.
Teresa, did you ever have braces?
Yes, I did.
I never had braces, so
my son did too. I don't think I ever scrapbooked that.
They'd be painful.
This is a hospital bed.
With the IV. Now that
Yes.
I have experience.
Yes.
Like less than a year ago. Now we have all kinds of sports too. You can find that in our sports category.
Did Doug take a picture of you when you were in the hospital?
I don't know. I took a picture looking down at my feet.
Did you? My husband had surgery, and I took his picture, and he didn't like it.
He didn't like it?
And then when I had my hip surgery, he took my picture. And I think I looked good, considering that you're wearing the gown. But Switzerland. And I didn't care. I said, fine, take my picture. Yes.
You want to
just
remember
let me
that.
fix my bangs. Here's a Scenic Valley Railroad and a driver's license. I think this is super cute.
Yeah.
You could put their picture right in there.
I think that's really fun. You could
take a picture of their driver's license picture, because it's never good.
Never good. Or take a good one.
Talk about a bad picture, yeah. Here's a Rudolph, I guess.
A little Rudolph guy.
Lawnmower. This is a good one for this time of year.
It's got a couple lawnmowers and like a John Deere type tractor.
Oh, it does.
So all of these, Janet just made a
tractor pack. That's.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Doug's mower has a flat tire, and he had to drop it off this morning.
Yeah.
I
guess I never
thought
of that before.
He had to jack it up and take the tire off.
Here's a popsicle.
Now, I remember eating these Bomber Pops, and I know,
so
give
good.
us a thumbs up if you remember the Bomber Pops.
I think we've talked about this before. Which was our favorite part of the
Mine was the
color?
blue. I think mine was blue.
I like the white. All right, we've got some baseball. Another seasonal item. And then these are geese. A six-pack, it says.
A six-pack?
That's funny. A six-pack of geese.
It's not what you think of when you hear six-pack,
No.
Teresa. But you know what? Those would be so nice for a layout, because you could have those going all across the top of your page and do a nice little layout
the back
with those.
and stock. This is my transition, so do you want to show?
Okay, yeah, I would like to show. Chris was here Friday, and she showed some really nice 4th of July cards or patriotic cards, and she showed us how to make this bunting and the fence. Those are made with circle dies and with just strips of paper for the fence, which was kind of an aha for me. And she made a wreath out of stars on a little bit bigger card. And then she also took her paper and ran diagonal strips for this card front and then a piece of ephemera, and she die cut from this paper that she made with strips. So we just wanted to give you a peek at that.
Very
and you
cute.
can find these on our video from last week. It's got a couple like flag designs.
It's coming up. Time to make your 4th of July
Yeah,
cards.
get them out. Get them out in the mail. Got, what, a week and a half, Teresa?
Okay.
Deanna says braces are very painful, and all parents should have to experience them before putting them on their children. Oh, that's great. That's great.
All right. So I was going to show the new spritz.
Ooh.
Very exciting. This is the bundle for $43.09.
So it's 10% off.
Yeah.
If you're just got to have them all, then you can get them all together in one bundle and save 10%.
Yes. And I am going to show these on Wednesday.
Okay, you're back on Wednesday
Yes,
then.
I'm
We
back
get a
on
double
Wednesday.
Teresa, double dose.
I did spray some on a card today because
Oh, good.
I couldn't resist. But yes, so come back on Wednesday and we're going to talk about more in-depth the spritz.
And
if you haven't seen Tim's
do
video.
have the individual colors. If
Yeah,
if
you
there's
can buy them individually.
a couple
if
colors
you
that you really like
wanna
or you want to try
it.
them.
Mm-hmm.
We have all the colors and we have a large supply. So.
They're super fun. All right.
Or you can get them all like this too. These are just pretty.
Yeah. And there's going to be a tin coming out, but not until the fall. So you don't have to keep them in your
Teresa
bag.
gets ready, I just want to show this because it is, the colors are just, don't you guys wonder how Tim decides which colors to release first? And Letha says hers are arriving today and she can't wait till Wednesday.
Very exciting.
Kimberly is here. Good morning, Kimberly. She's got everything that you're doing, but she's going to craft later, and we love our liver laters. We'll take them all, won't we, Teresa?
Yeah.
This just seems like a very bright place over here. We actually have our lights turned on, and everything is ready to go. Janet linked the spritz colors. So we have those linked. So if you want to go out and check them out, you can.
Yeah, he has one color of, you know, red, pink, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, a purple, and a brown.
Well, Tim also has an amazing video on his YouTube channel.
He does.
If you want to learn more about them and see them in use.
It's about 2 hours long.
I'd say a shorter one then.
Yeah.
Now,
I won't go that long tomorrow.
Okay, now last week, or last Wednesday. Saturday, he showed the fabric, the palette.
He did.
And we are signed up for that. Memory Bound is in the program.
That's fun.
So we have all those fabrics coming that he showed, and his Christmas and Halloween fabrics. Okay, Donna has a question, they want to know if we could show the Tim Holtz color block fabric, which we can. It's right over here. And I think we have all three sizes. Yeah, those right there. So here's the color block with the small. It's the same pattern, you guys, just different sizes of blocks.
The medium is still in the bag.
We've got a full bolt of medium.
You can kind of see the difference. Oops. And then here's the large. Ooh, that's so pretty.
Those, I think, just even cutting those squares out, you could stamp on them. You could do all kinds of things. So we do have those.
And here's a sample that has the small one on it.
Jackie made this. Oh, no, was it Jackie or was this Becky? I think Becky made this. And the picture might be from Jackie, but Becky made this and told us we could keep it on display.
It's very cool how she did the sewing. She did a great job of staying straight.
Yeah, she sewed between the squares.
Yeah.
And we do have some of those in our crafty cuts too. So we do have that left. Thanks for asking. Letha needs an installment plan because we have so many cool things. We understand. Okay, then we have another. Denise says she likes the original red, white, and blue bomb pops, but the Hawaiian fruit punch ones are really good. Did you know Hawaiian fruit punch?
No, I did not. They always come out with different flavors.
We need to get
I always like the original.
We need to get out to the grocery store then, don't we? Okay, I think that took care of those questions.
Okay.
Okay, and you guys, we're in the process of planning. Oh, we got a question about the price of the fabric. Okay, Tim's designer fabric is $12.99 a yard or $6.99 for half a yard. And then our crafty cuts, which we have, you'll see them here in our little display. These are approximately 12 by 22 pieces, and they are $2.99. And it looks like we have all three sizes available. And we also have some fat quarters in a couple styles. And we showed these last week because Alicia used this one on her projects. Ruby's using academia. She's working on a graduation project for her nephew.
I love the academia.
Oh gosh,
we're going to have a day. Katie and Peggy and I are all making different projects with academia.
With academia?
Mm-hmm.
Every time I hear academia, I have to think macadamia.
I know.
I don't know why, but it just,
yes.
Maybe because it's different. It's not a common word for us.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay, so I started to mention, Teresa, about Merry Makers. And Merry Makers, we've done it the last 2 years. And just if you're not familiar with it, it is a weekend of virtual classes. Usually there's 6. And it's a private Facebook group. And we have other fun in there, too. We have things before the weekend. And we are getting ready to plan out what we're going to do this year. And we've been talking a lot about it. We're open to ideas or suggestions if you've done Merry Makers in the past. And we want to make it really good like it has been. And I know a lot of other stores are doing it too, Teresa. They're having virtual Christmas classes. So we got to figure out how we're going to set Memory Bound apart and what our participants want. So we'll be soliciting comments and feedback. And you can put it right here if you want. What you liked, what you would change, what you'd like to see this year.
To hear from you.
And we'd love to hear it. Sharon made a graduation journal for her grandson and a book journal for her brother from academia.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
I sold one of the kits to a teacher that had a teacher friend who was retiring. Because I thought that would be perfect.
Yes.
She was like, this is the perfect idea. And I'm like, yeah, it would be the perfect idea, wouldn't it, if you knew a teacher that's retiring? I said she could put all of her photos in? Wouldn't that be cool? Like your teaching career photos. I know they take pictures of teachers. I'm like, I would love to do that if I was a teacher. I don't know.
I think they would.
Yeah.
And we do have a question. Merry Makers is a Christmas. It's all Christmas. And you get a huge bundle of product, and then our designers, including Teresa's done it the last couple years, come up with projects, and you get directions, and you actually make all the projects. You can make everything that you see with your product. It's not like you get a bunch of ideas and you choose what you want to make. You can make everything with, if you want to.
And you usually have leftovers too.
Yes. Very typical.
Yes.
Very typical.
Yes.
All right. Well, should we move from Merry Makers Christmas back, pull ourselves back for 4th of July? All right. Let's go, Teresa.
Okay. So I did a couple examples. I guess I can show those first. These two guys here, I used lumberjack. Oh, I got them mixed up. Here. Right. Okay. These two are lumberjack plaid and blueprint sketch. So these are both from the set number 6. Colors. And this one I just decorated with the stars, which I think go perfect on these little stars, no matter what colors you use. They're called mirrored stars that Tim Holtz has for $4.99. And it comes with a variety.
You get 70 stars, it looks like. And they're a variety of sizes.
Different sizes. And I thought they would be super cute. They fit right on the stars that I stamped on my image. And this is the technique. This is the card that we're going to use the acetate for.
Oh, good.
So it's kind of fun.
So Teresa's showing us her cards from this panel. And Teresa stamped this and designed it for us. It's $1.29. If you're joining us late, it gets cut in half. So you're getting 2 card fronts or projects or whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah, that's the first thing.
And she's showing us cool things to make.
You probably want to do is cut them apart. And this one, so on this one, we're hand drawing stars. You can see those stars around the edge aren't there, so we're going to hand draw those. And then I used one of the new I'll Create frames because I think they're super cute, and I rounded the corners on that.
Well, you know what? I like that you rounded the corners because the frame is kind of rounded.
It is. And I had previously cut it comes with a die that you can cut the inside, but I didn't have that. I just had the outside, so that's why I did that. But you could use the die. Then this one I used Candy Apple, which is in number 3, and Chip Sapphire, which is in number 4. And so you can see every time your card is going to turn out different. Do they look different?
Yes, they do.
Yes. And then here's another one. See how that looks? Oh, I put a little red down there. I'm going to have to do that today. So they always look different. Yours isn't going to look exactly like mine. But this one I just tied some ribbon on it. I thought that would be cute.
Good.
A good way to embellish it to make your card. And then this one I sprayed with Uncharted Mariner and Barn Door.
For the new with spritz?
Yes. So I sprayed the Uncharted Mariner, a big blob right there in the corner, because there's different ways you can do it. And then I just, I don't know if you can see it,
I think
Kelly.
If I pull it up and if I go like
I'll let you do it, yeah. The Barn Door is the red, and then the Uncharted Mariner is it's a really dark blue.
It's very shimmery, and it's hard to show you guys.
And I should have
used, shimmering. Get ready.
I should have used those colors on my card. Maybe I'll do that today, but I wasn't thinking. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got a spritz.
Yes.
So I just used the colors that I had. I didn't match.
Can you ring the bell, Teresa?
Yeah.
Well, I think they turned out really fun.
Yeah.
And I'm anxious to see this new technique.
So it was fun to use the spritz on it. And then these are just the two that this one I used set number 1, Fire Brick and Salty Ocean. And that's been in the store. And this one I used Broken China and Festive Berry. So that's number 6 and number 4. So I mixed but
it's always great that you do some with one set. So people, and like Teresa said earlier, if you missed it, whatever set you have of the Tim Holtz watercolor pencils, you can do this project.
Yes. You just pick your red and your blue.
And if you didn't get this, if you don't have her panel or you're not getting it or can't get it in time or whatever, she also said just to stamp something else and you can still learn the technique.
All right. Oh, and then we can show Penny's. Penny actually did some Copic coloring. She made her cow gray. Yeah. Oh, and she colored in some of the letters. That's fun.
And
I love the star.
Yeah, I like that color on the
and
star.
I'm just
too.
going to flip it over because she did put
she did.
The numbers that she used on there.
So if maybe you're not watercolor,
Yeah,
you know, you
if
can
you
use
do
other
Copics.
medium.
Yep.
Or colored pencils or...
And I did soak through just a little. Well, you guys
And
already
it's
saw
supposed
the
to.
back.
And it's supposed
but
to
yes,
soak
it's
through.
supposed to do that. But it's watercolor paper, so it's still, the Copics still work on that. So, all right, the other thing.
Yeah, go,
Did you have a
go ahead.
question?
Nope.
We do have the Distress watercolor pencil
Color chart?
Yes, color chart. And I find this very helpful. When I'm working on a project, I will often pull this chart out just to look and see what color I might want to use, because I have them all. But if you don't have them all, you could still get it and put your colors,
Keep track of what you have.
Yeah, keep track of what you have. So, and we do have the number sets as well that you can purchase. I don't know if these are as helpful for you guys, but I need it to tell you what set I used it from. So
here's the chart, and it's kind of nice because it has the names, and this is printed on laser printed on cardstock, so it's not going to smear if you put your watercolor pencils on here with a water brush or whatever. And you can download this at Ranger. I always like to tell people that, Teresa, because it's not anything that we invented. It's available at the Ranger site. But sometimes people just like the convenience of having it done and knowing that it's printed on laser, so it's waterproof.
Yeah.
And that's why we make them available. I think is it 99 cents? I think it's $1.99.
99 cents.
So it's 99 cents if you'd like this. Now, it doesn't come with the color on it.
I know. It does take a while to fill it out, but it's kind of fun. It's very satisfying
to fill it out.
Yes.
Well, and Donna says she loves her color chart, and she thinks it's helpful like you do, Teresa.
Yeah. All right. One more thing that I wanted to show you. I got the toolbox.
Which toolbox is it?
It's called Toolbox
5x7
from Totally Tiffany. Oh, is that what they do?
Sizes,
okay, yes, that's right. Thank you, Kelly. It's the 5x7. They have a bigger one of the toolbox, but maybe there's other sizes that people have found. But one day Becky and I were like, where can I put my pencils in? And so we came up with, I just realized there's a pocket on the side. Maybe I could put my pencil sharpener in there. Maybe not. So if I go to take my colored pencil somewhere, this just fits perfectly.
So that's the toolbox, the 5x7, and all 6 sets fit in there nicely.
And it comes with a plastic thing to hold it, but I didn't use that.
You didn't use that?
I don't know if people like that or not.
Looks like you could maybe even put some paintbrushes or something in there too.
You have extra room, yeah. And I do have all the sets, and I have Roy G. Biv them just because I think it's beautiful that way.
Well, and maybe convenient.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a brown or something.
Yep. And this is just the order. I just keep them in the order that is on the chart. And
Teresa, you're very organized. So if you wanted to Roy G. Biv, you've got, let's see what colors you've divided, like pinks and reds, and your blues, browns, yellow and orange, green, and then
there's a
kind of a
blues
purple
with the purples, And then there is one extra color. So there's one pencil, and I didn't bring it because I don't use it very often, but it's the white.
The picket fence.
The picket fence. And I don't use that one very often, so I just have it in a random... I guess I could put it in my little bag.
Yeah, you could.
I will do that when I get these home. But because he came out with the Timber.
Scorched Timber.
Scorched Timber was a separate pencil before he came out in groups.
I know.
And then he came out with Scorched Timber by itself, and that threw everyone's like, it won't fit. So, or maybe you don't use black very often, and you could take black out. I don't know.
So whatever you don't use, you can pull out.
Whatever you don't use. So let's see. So I think I'm going to use the color of Spritz. So I'm going to use Barn Door, if I can find it. There's Barn Door. And Uncharted Mariner.
If you don't have the watercolor pencils, Teresa's done lots of demos with them and explained them a lot, and you can find that on our blog if you search on Teresa or Watercolor, and she's done a really nice job of explaining about them, and they work so nice. I use mine quite often too, Teresa. I enjoy watercoloring with them because it's easy.
Yes, and this is what happens when you drop your pencils on your wood floor sometimes.
If you drop it just right, you could do that with yours too.
I don't know if I need to tape that. I don't know, but I could peel this off. This is just a plastic coating, and it's going to sharpen up fine, which I probably need to do. I don't use Uncharted Mariner very often, but I'm going to use it today.
All right.
All right. So the first thing that I did with the star is I just took my pencil and I just drew over the lines of the star. And I'm using kind of a heavy hand. If you don't want the lines to show, then you're not going to go, like if you're trying to color in an area, then don't go as hard. But we're just going to color in the area. So I just draw over the line of the star, and then I'm going to get some water, and I got a lot of water on my brush, and I'm just going to trace over all those lines with a pretty full brush of water.
Well, Teresa's water cup is kind of neat because it's the collapsible one.
Yeah.
So it goes flat. Maybe it would fit in your bag. It might fit in your tool bag.
Oh, that would probably be a good idea.
It's $7.99, and it's got the little tulip top that holds your brushes.
I missed a line.
That took us a while to figure that out, wasn't it,
Yeah.
Teresa? I just thought it was so pretty and clever. It's such a fun design, and then I realized why.
All right, so I just went all over the lines. And you can see already that it's quite different from the first one that I did.
That's watercolor for you.
Yeah, and I like that it goes out of the lines. If you don't like that, then watercolor might not be for you. I mean, you can do it if you're more careful. I used a lot of water in mine, but this is just a technique that I learned. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to get a little water, and I will put the water on my hand or maybe off to the side so there's not as much. And then I'm just going to pull color in, and you can see there's water already sitting there. So I'm just pulling color into the star, and sometimes you're going to get a lighter look in the middle. Mine is pretty dark still, but if you're just pulling it in, then sometimes you'll get lighter areas and darker areas.
And I think it looks different when it dries too, don't you, Teresa?
Yeah. And then I'm just pulling in.
We have a comment from, let me go back here. Anne, she said she finished Maggie's sunflower canvas last night. It was really fun.
Oh, fun.
And we have a question for you.
Yeah.
What, can you show your bag again, your storage bag? So it's the toolbox 5x7. It might be the medium size.
Yeah, Doug put it on there on the calendar.
It's on today's calendar, and it is the toolbox 5x7 from Totally Tiffany.
Like I said, there might be other bags, but I thought this one fit pretty well.
I do think you could put your water cup in there.
Put my water cup, yeah.
And maybe some brushes, so you'd have it all together.
Yeah. That would work if you like to take your watercolor with you, and then that way you don't have to mess around.
And it comes with kind of a plastic box that Teresa was talking about.
My lid was
like a liner.
Greens.
Oh no, they're out of order. Oh no.
I can fix it.
Okay, and then let's see. I thought we had another question. They want to know if there's a Totally Tiffany bag that holds all the mini ink cubes in their tins. So I think they're probably about the same size.
Yeah.
Could you just ring the bell? We're going to, Elaine, we're going to look that up. I think we have some filled up in the back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wait, we got to pause for just a minute, Teresa. Maggie, two things. We have a question about which Totally Tiffany bag will hold the Tim Holtz mini ink cubes. And I think we have some tins with the mini ink cubes in the back, or we have some over there. And can you bring your... and don't go away. There's two things. Can you bring your sunflower canvas? You had a very nice comment from Anne that she made it last night and she loved it.
Oh,
so they're wondering about which Totally Tiffany fits the mini. Okay, we're on that. We don't know if we'll solve it today. And sorry to interrupt, Teresa.
That's okay.
We don't know if we'll solve that today, but if not, we'll find it and be back with it tomorrow.
All right. So I'm just going to use my little nib
She's
of
got
my
a little
uncharted
stub.
mariner, which I don't care. That's what you just do. So I'm doing the same thing with the circle, the number 4 that we have a circle on. I'm just tracing over that. And then on the Tim Holtz stamp, the blueprint stamp, that's the one that I use with the star, then there's the word star. So I'm just tracing over the lines by the word star that's on there. And then very lightly, I'm just going to draw a line through the Happy 4th of July.
Interesting.
And we can just do the same thing that we did before. I got a lot of water on my brush, and I'm just going to go over that, and I'm going to go over that. And then I'll just go over, ooh, that was dark. I'm going to get some more water. I could have done a little red. It looks like I did a little red, or maybe
or do it different
on my first
time.
one, yeah. All right, now I don't even have to get water on my brush again, and I'm just going to pull, because I use so much water, I'm just pulling the color off of the line.
Watercoloring is so fun, and I highly recommend it, because it's not a perfect thing.
No, that's why I like it. I'm not perfect about anything.
So if you want something to do that's relaxing and fun, and they make good card fronts too,
Yeah.
and you're sending a piece of your art.
And I have a lot of color there, so I'm just going to spread it out a little bit.
Spread the fun, Teresa.
Yeah. All right. Just remember to clean your brush in between colors. I'm using the number 2 brush from the Tim Holtz. He has a nice set of brushes.
And is that the $6.99
Yep,
one?
these are $6.99, and you get 7 brushes, assorted sizes. And I use the other ones on occasional. This is probably the one I use the most.
And they work really well. You know, they're not like they're not like fine artist brushes, but they're not like your kids' water brushes. And Teresa, sometimes I find myself getting those out when speaking of kids, when our grandkids are over.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, why do I not have kids brushes? They're using these nice brushes to paint.
All right, then I just took my watercolor brush and I just drew stars. So, you know, even you can add shapes, you can add circles, or you can trace around, you know, like I could do a square, like Penny added a little bit of color to her tape measure thing here, but I just drew some stars.
Oh, I wondered how you did this.
And so I'm just going to add.
That's kind of the neat thing about the watercolor pencils.
I'm just going to put them in the same place that I did before on my other ones, but you can put them wherever you want, really.
And then can you get us this stamp set in small and large, the blueprint, patriotic blueprint stamp? Okay, Maggie's getting us stuff. Okay, that
all right,
looks
so
good.
I drew my stars.
Yeah.
And now I'm just getting, again, some water on there, and not a lot of water, and I'm just kind of tracing over. I don't want the lines, so I want it to be mushy, and I still want it to look like a star. It didn't look like a star. It's a mushy star. And so I'm just kind of drawing over the lines, and the water just kind of takes it.
So you don't have a super wet paintbrush for this.
No.
And I don't know if you guys are seeing it, but Teresa dips her brush in water, and then she's dipping it,
just put it
wiping it on her hand.
Just to get a little bit of the water off. Or you could use your paper towel too, but it just gives you an idea. You can kind of feel it. Maybe you don't want to feel it. Ooh, I made that
Teresa,
one
we
big.
have not done this before. I'm glad you're showing it.
Yeah, you can make your own shapes on things. You could probably, well, that one doesn't look like a star. It kind of went off the edge.
Thank you. While you're doing that, while you're doing your stars, there's a question about the charts. And the watercolor chart by the set, I don't think we have one of those here. Let me grab Teresa's. So the watercolor by the set, there's 2 sheets, and they have sets 1 through 3 on the first sheet, and then 4, 5, and 6 on the second sheet. And you get both sheets. Now, if you're only getting one set and that's it, you're done, you could cut these apart if you wanted to. Don't you think, Teresa? If you're like, I'm not doing any more, I just want my one set.
Yes.
Then you could cut them apart.
So I was just going to look and see. Barn Door is in set number 2, and Uncharted Mariner is in set number 5.
And each 2 and 5. And that's what she used here.
That's what I used.
And each set has 12 markers, and they're $24.99. So it's about $2, not markers. 2 watercolor pencils. I don't know why they're so hard to say.
Yeah, so you can see there's differences. Oh, and then I forgot. So then I splatted it with the thing. And we've done this so many times.
We'll do it again.
But
you're going to spray this one, right?
Yeah, I can spray it. I'll splat it with the pencil first. So what you do is you know what, I'm going to splat it with red because my blue is kind of. So what you do is you just hold your pencil into the water. And if you haven't used your pencils very much, then it might take a little bit longer. I don't use Barn Door very often, so it's kind of a newer pencil. I can tell because it's still got its shape and there's no color on my plastic.
And it's not broken.
Yeah, and it's not broken.
Here's the example of colors she has used, you guys.
Yeah. Can you see in the water how it's just kind of coming off?
Yeah.
The pigment's kind of coming off. So that's what you want. And then you want to get your brush really wet. And you're just going to take your brush and get some color on there. And then you're just going to splat. And I usually splat in like 2 corners, like one corner over here. And then maybe I'll go up to the other corner.
We'll have to zoom in because it's going to be kind of hard to see that.
There's
some of the bigger ones you can see.
Yeah, I'm kind of avoiding my sentiment because if you get a big blob on your sentiment, you can always just take your microfiber or your cloth and just dab it off, and usually it'll pick it right up. And now
she's got Uncharted Mariner on her finger.
Uncharted Mariner.
So I'll zoom in here. You can see the bigger splatters and then the very fine splatters in the corners there.
And since I use the colors of the red and the blue, I'm just going to give it a spray with the spritz.
Get ready, guys. Now you have to shake it.
I feel like, yes.
Join us Wednesday, and Teresa's going to be telling us all about the spritz. And, you know, this is she loves this kind of stuff.
It's fun. All right. Ooh.
We'll have to let this dry. And this basically is going to add splatters, but shimmer splatters.
Like it. All right.
I'm going to have to
That was it. Ooh.
I'm going to have to watch Tim's video before Wednesday.
That was anticlimactic, I think.
No, it wasn't.
It'll be more fun on Wednesday. I'll talk more about it.
Well, we'll have to let it dry.
Yeah. But those were the matching colors, so that's why I use those colors if I wanted to do. I better put some blue on there too.
See, she can't help herself, you guys.
Well, it's sitting right here.
It's right there by her.
And
yeah, we'll be anxious. We're going to be very anxious on Wednesday to learn more. And remember, we have all the colors of the spritz. There's 12. Ooh, yeah. And you can buy, if you're like, gosh, I just got to have it all, you can get them all, and there's a discount on the bundle.
Yes, and you need a splat box if you don't have one. it's a good tool to have, or any box, but Tim sells us a splat box, which is nice. So,
well, the advantage of this box, this is not just a box that we cut the sides off of. It is the Tim Holtz splat box, and it folds up flat. So if you don't have a lot of room, or you're at home working, you can pull it out, open it up, use it, and fold it back together.
All right, I'm just going to set this aside to let it dry, and then we'll work on the other
and we
card.
Have some questions too, Teresa.
Sure.
So let me go back and see what I can find. Well, first of all, let's show these stamps that you used for the panel. And then we've got questions about some Totally Tiffany things.
So I love the Americana Blueprint stamp set. I use the big star on that one, but there is also...
So there it is.
Yep. There is also just the smaller mini blueprints, which this is just the 4th of July. Or you can buy a bundle. This is mini blueprints number 2. So you've got Valentine's Day, Spring, Easter, and 4th of July. I think I have all of these.
I know I do.
The minis.
Well, we love the blueprint designs. They came out several years ago.
You need the mini and the big. Like I have the drinks. I have the minis and the big, and some I just have small, and some I just have big. And who knows why I picked what I picked, but those are fun.
We have used this flag for projects, and we have used USA for projects.
So I did this last year on June 21st because I looked.
Oh, and you used these stamps?
Yes.
So if you go to our blog and go back to June of 2023, you can see some other things that Teresa did with these.
I think I used this and the flag to make watercolor
cards. Was it watercoloring?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it was a challenge for me to come up with something this year that was different than last year.
Well, you did a good job.
Yeah. And we did a different technique too, I think. So this is another one.
Yeah.
It's called Americana Silhouettes. And it is super fun with the Statue of Liberty and the big words. These are fun because it just makes your card.
And you could take your wide brush and you could just go across
that was
those
another
with
technique we did. That would be fun with this one. Yeah.
Okay, so we had that question, and then they wanted, let's show Maggie's project that Anne said she made last night, and there's the kit right underneath of it.
Lovely.
So Maggie's got 2 project kits out right now.
$21.99.
The Let It Be Sunflower Canvas, and it's on a canvas board. It's 6 by 12, and look at it's just.
And I believe you need the antique linen glaze, and I believe that is back in stock.
I think so. So you get everything you need for that.
Yep.
And then we have a question about what's the name of the clear box that you can put a set of cards in. You're probably going to have to ring a bell for that. So Cheryl, we're going to find that. Is there an idea to how to use these on 12 by 12 layouts? Can you get us the clear boxes that we're selling in sets of 4 for cards? Chris,
you mean
like to take your
this?
Yeah, like to use that on the layout.
Well, you could maybe cut it apart. I don't know.
Yeah, you could cut it apart. You could put it. You could have. I could see. Okay, now I don't know that I can verbally.
Explain what you're talking about,
Teresa. I don't know if I could verbally explain it, but I think you could even take this, and you could take it and have it like maybe on the bottom left of your page, and then have a couple other rectangles kind of tucked underneath of it. Yeah. So here. So maybe solids or a pattern paper. So this is in your bottom corner. And then you have a couple of things kind of going up like this. So these 2 would only be like maybe a pattern or a very light pattern. And then this would be kind of the focal point of your layout. Does that make any sense, Teresa? It's not a very good example.
Yeah.
And you guys chime in. We'd love to hear your ideas too. And I think the cow one would really be cute. Maybe up on the top of your page with your title. And you could cut this off and then mat this and place it next to your cow so it covers more of your 12 by 12. And they would be good on a canvas. Okay, so what do we ask? What are we answering next?
No.
Okay.
I need a ruler.
We had a question about what these fit in. This is the mini ink storage tin that holds the little cubes of distress inks that Tim has come out with. And we carry all the colors in the minis. We carry all the regulars.
Nope.
So that's 6.5. Does it fit in the one you have?
This is by 7.
Wouldn't it fit in your 5x7? Okay, and it's 4.5 by 4.25 by 6.5.
Oh yeah, it would fit in there.
So it would fit here.
I don't think that they're going to fit in these two.
But they want to be able to put them all in, and you would have 6 of these.
This is 6 by 8.
So you would have 6 of these. So I think it would easily hold 3.
Yeah.
So you would need 2 of these, and we're going to have to look and see about
6 by 8.
Other possibilities.
It might fit in the. Oh, that's what this is.
Is that the same? I know, I said it there.
Kelly, you
I'm sorry, I'm messing Teresa up.
Yes, I believe it would fit in the 5x7.
So the one she has, you could put 3 in. Easily put 3, and if you have all the colors, you would need 2 of these.
Yeah.
And otherwise, we're going to have to look and see. Do these sit up the other way?
Oh.
But you still
could put 2.
I don't think you could do side by side. No, not quite.
Not. It's not wide enough.
So we will investigate that, guys. If we can't get you the answer quickly on the video, it's something we have to investigate. And then here's another question we had about these clear boxes, the whole cards. And they come in A2 and A7, and these should be under card making or miscellaneous product. And we have 2 sizes, well, 4 sizes. There's 2 different A2s. You can kind of see this one's deeper. This one's maybe about 3/4 of an inch, and this is about an inch. So this holds more. And then the same thing comes in A7. And let me try to catch up here. How big are the Tim Holtz tins? Can you grab a ruler?
Which tin?
I assume the watercolor. So Teresa's going to measure the watercolor. And Mary, if that's not the tin you wanted, let us know.
They're about 6.5 by
4.5?
4.5. They're a little bit, probably.
So
maybe a little bigger than 4.5.
Approximately 6.5 by 4.5.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and Janet put a link to the clear acrylic boxes, and those are the nice things. If you want to make a set of cards and gift them to somebody, you can put the card in the envelopes. The Sarah and Deborah Buddy bags are made for pens. So thank you, Mary. She says get the Sarah or the Deborah. And Teresa, they're asking about how the spray differs from mica. And I know you're going to cover all that. Is it? I don't know if there's a quick answer
they match
for that.
The colors.
Oh, the colors match the distress colors. Okay. Anna just ordered a set of spritz and watercolor pencils. Congratulations!
Yay, fun.
Let's see. Okay, we got the kit there. I'm just going through the comments, everybody. Okay. Lisa says you could make it and frame it and use it like a big piece of ephemera. Thank you, Lisa. So we're talking about how you could use these on your layouts. And you could also do some other water.
Did on that one.
Yeah, there you go. I love it when people help us out. Okay, and somebody said, what if you lay them flat? Can you get your tool bag out again? Will this lay in there flat? Because that's kind of a duh. And they kind of do.
Oh.
All right.
I would say
sorry,
yes.
Never thought. I did not think outside the box. So here's the 5x7 toolbox, and if you lay them flat, I would think I think you could probably get 6 in there. So, Isn't that funny? Thank you, Rena and Lisa. Oh no, Lisa talked about the ephemera. Mary says it might fit in the Till Tiffany 9x6 if you stand them up. So it looks like we've got some. Answers. Laura says there is a bag available. Okay, I think I'm caught up, Teresa.
Okay.
I hope we helped you. There was a lot of comments to catch up on, and I wasn't sure where I was with it. Okay, so we're going to do our red, white, and moo.
Yes.
And Teresa, thanks for designing these for us.
Yeah,
my gosh.
It was fun. I used a variety of stamps with them. So I'm going to use fire brick. You can see that is a
well-loved color.
So that's a little bit darker. And
are we doing the new technique now?
Yeah.
Oh,
I wonder if there's another blue, a darker blue.
I'm going dark. All right, so now while Teresa gets her color out, we're going to show you how to do this technique.
I don't know if prize ribbon is.
And this is the technique that requires the piece of acrylic. So if you're crafting along, get your acrylic.
Yeah, fire brick is from number 1, and I'm going to use, I think I used prize ribbon. That's a darker color. See how fire brick is darker. Prize ribbon is a darker color. Maybe I used that on one. I don't know, but we'll see what it comes out.
We'll see what happens.
Prize
Teresa,
ribbon.
I love your casualness. Like, well, we'll do it and see what happens.
Prize ribbon, it looks like maybe I don't use it.
Not nervous at all.
Okay.
And Janet just linked the Funny Farm stamp, and that's where Teresa got the cow.
Yes. And I got the word bubble from the Christmas.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Christmas cartoons.
You have a word bubble that goes either way. And I knew that I would use them on other things, but it's because I don't have a word bubble.
You're good at keeping track of what you have.
Yeah.
That, I think, is the hardest part.
Yeah.
All right, guys, get ready for a new technique.
Yes.
I'm going to get back a little bit so you can really see it.
All right. So you've got your piece of acetate and you've got your panel. What we're going to do is I'm going to start with the red. And you're going to take your pencil and you're going to dunk it in your water cup again. And again, if you haven't used it before, it might take a while before the color starts coming off. But when the color starts coming off, then you're just going to take it and you're going to spread some
just kind of messy like?
Right. So this is a smooshing technique, but instead of putting it on your mat, which you can do, and spraying and then taking your item and dipping it in, we're going to put it on our acetate so we have a little bit more control over where we put it on our image. So you can see how smushy they look. Mm-hmm. So then I'm just going to take my water bottle and I'm just going to give it a little spritz to get the water. See how when I sprayed it, the water started moving?
Yep.
The color starts moving on there. And I'm just going to then flip it over, and I'm just going to put some color right on my image. And then remember I said I'm going to put some down there. And I'm just kind of letting it go. And then I'm going to use my handle it. Do you guys have your handle it?
Yeah, we love the handle it too.
And I'm just going to dry it a little bit. And this is the way where you get layers on your image. And if there's too much water on there, you can see that I have some pretty good puddles over here. You can just take your microfiber cloth or your paper towel and just dab it off a little bit.
Now the handle it's only $3.49, and it's a really nice, I call them Mickey Mouse hands, Teresa.
Yeah. But
if you're doing heat embossing or anything where you're trying to hold something, okay, I know there's a couple of you that use this in your toaster. I don't know that it's made for that, but it is made for other crafting. And we've sold a lot of these, I think for $3.49.
Yes. And so you don't burn your fingers. And also, if you lift your piece of paper up off the table, then the heat goes through and it dries faster. So if you're impatient, then you can do that. And gosh, I'm getting stuff all over.
You can add some more.
And I'm just going to spritz it a little. We're just going to layer it up because we like to have layers. So I'm just going to add some more here
So Teresa, is it important to dry it before you add your next layer? Is that what?
Yeah, you want to have, so it's just going to add layers. I don't know how else to explain it.
Well, yeah.
You want to have it dry first, because if it's wet, then it's just going to blend.
It's going to mush up together.
It's going to mush up together. Yeah, very good, Kelly. That's a good technical term. It's just going to mush up. So you can see how I was just moving the acetate around the image and just putting my splats.
You know, this would be
there.
good if you're doing maybe you've got an image of like butterflies or anything that's colorful, flowers. You could maybe do, if you have like a scenery, you could kind of do some blue up at the top and some green or brown at the bottom.
Yeah, and you just do it until you like the way that it looks. Now because I didn't add any more, I'm getting some little, you know, instead of the big smush, I'm getting some of the little smushes, and I kind of like that.
Janet made a comment about using the metal tweezers to hold not to handle it, and had them get hot.
Ouch!
That would be a little burnish.
Yeah.
Well, you can also keep the heat tool away from your hands. And
yeah. Okay, I think I'm kind of good with the red. And so, you know, I'm just going to clean my area up with a little bit of water. And I'm just going to clean my acetate. You know, I just have a piece that's bigger than my card base, but you could use a smaller piece if you want. I tried using a piece of packaging from
like
an item.
Like from a collection pack or something?
Yes, and I just felt like I like the acetate better. But just, you know, there's different kinds of acetate. We sell acetate by the sheet, so there's different thicknesses. You just have to be able to have something that you can move around. And now I'm going to use my, what did I pick? Prize ribbon. And so I'm just going to leave that in the water for a minute because, like I said, I haven't used this color very often.
So this is Fired Brick.
Yep.
And let me see, this is Candied Apple and Chipped Sapphire.
That one's a little bit brighter. This one's a little bit darker.
And this one's Broken China and Festive Berries. So you can play around and just have,
try
some different colors.
You don't have to use red, white, and blue either, but it does say red, white, and moo, so I don't know.
I think red, white, and blue is good for this project.
Yeah, so I put my pigment on there, and you can see when I spray it, it just reacts.
Just kind of moves. And
yep. It moves, Kelly?
It moves.
Yes. And now I just want my...
It's utterly fantastic.
Ooh, I'm going to make my cow more blue, I think. I'm going to just move my acetate around. It's sticking.
It's kind of sticking to him.
I got a little bit on there. I'm just going to dab it. I didn't want quite so much on there. And now I'm going to dry him. And it's okay if you have white space. Some of my cards I see look like I covered almost all the space, and some I left more white space.
This is a good example here, Teresa. This one is more covered
and
with
I used more blue
pigment.
On that one.
Yeah, more blue, less red, and this one's kind of has more white space.
Yeah.
This is a fun thing just to play around with.
It
don't
is.
You think? And this looks like the color you're using is Fired Brick, and she used Fired Brick on this.
Oh, I did use Fired Brick, didn't I?
So there's just so many different reds and blues that
I was going to try and use a different color, but that's all right.
You've used a lot of colors here. I think you've done amazing.
I'm just going to put a little blue up here.
Looking good. You could even mix reds, couldn't you, Teresa?
Oh, yeah. You can do that. Yeah, you could use a couple different reds and blues on there if you wanted.
Can we put you on the spot and have you try that?
We can.
On this one? I mean, it just kind of depends on what color you like. or what you have.
Yeah.
Maybe more what you have.
Yeah, it probably depends on what you have.
Because really, that looks good right there. And this would be, but I don't know, you're probably doing another layer of blue because you did that with the red. But it's got a little extra white space. Look at all these samples, you guys.
I think I'm going to do a different blue.
And Janet, yeah, that would be good too. Janet just linked all of our craft-alongs. We try to have at least one craft-along a month. And if you go out to our blog, you can go out and see what we have done with our craft-alongs.
And I do have an idea for another one with the watercolor pencils.
Oh,
so
yay.
I do like the watercolor pencils.
Sometimes our craft-alongs are like this, where, you get a little product, like this little panel, and you can color it with Teresa. And sometimes you just need to get some cardstock and a trimmer or whatever it might be.
Oh, I like this blue.
I like that.
This
I like the combination.
Stormy sky.
So here's her blues that she's using.
And then you can put it on a card base and do whatever you want to embellish it. They're big enough that you can just slap it on the front of a card base.
Right.
Or
yeah.
you can trim it down, like in this one I trimmed it down a little bit and matted it with black. But you can do a blue, or I guess I use black on that one too. Because I thought
black makes things pop.
Yeah.
I learned that from Maggie. Okay, now Teresa, if you guys have, Teresa has designed these panels for us for lots of different themes and seasons. And I wonder, I'm trying to think, you had a Valentine's. So many of you might have some of these panels. We try to do this because she used multiple stamp sets and she designs these, and if you get the panel, then you don't need the stamp sets. Because I'm guessing this has got maybe 4 stamp sets.
Yeah, well, it has the cow, the hat, the speech bubble, the words, the strip, and the stars. 6 or 7.
So we're glad you do
Yes.
that, Teresa.
I like to use my stamps and combine them. You guys know that. All right, I'm going to add some candied apple. This is a little bit brighter.
Let's see what happens.
It's really wet.
We like to mess around and see the changes. And combining the colors.
I like the color. I didn't even think about that. I just did one color on each. I like it.
Okay, it looks good.
And you just do it until you're happy with it,
And what a great feeling to just try things out and come up with different combinations.
And I like to send cards, so I like to send 4th of July cards. I think it's a fun holiday.
I do too. Teresa Bev says she searched online and found the Totally Tiffany Shelley bag that holds 22 mini cubes.
Oh.
And you place them back to back so you can see both sides.
Do you want me to see if we have Shelley?
We could ring the bell and see if we have it. We're looking for Shelley. I like the multiple colors also.
I do too. I think that's fun. Now paper doesn't have a memory, so can you see if we have the Shelley bag?
Shelley?
Yes. So paper doesn't have a memory, so it does curl a little bit. Oftentimes I will use score tape to glue it down to my card.
So when you put it down on your card base,
so it sticks.
I mean, these aren't curled at all on here, Teresa.
Yeah. But they do kind of curl because it doesn't have a memory. Or you could put it under a book and see if that works before you hook it down. But I just use heavy adhesive. All right, I was going to grab our other one.
Okay. Is it dry?
It isn't dry because there's still some blobs over there, and they do get shiny. The red here, you can see it.
Yes, we can. When you tilt it just a little bit, we can see You can see the shine.
Yeah, that's fun. And the splatter is nice too. I do like the splatter. I mean, you can splatter with the watercolor pencils, but there's quite a bit more splatter with the spritz. And we'll show that on Wednesday, more of that. We'll be splattering a lot. Don't wear white on Wednesday, Kelly.
Don't wear white? Okay.
I'll
make a note of that.
I don't want to spritz you. That's fun. I really like that.
Yeah, so join us Wednesday and learn more about the new Tim Holtz Distress Spritz sprays.
Right.
This has nothing to do with any of this, but
Oh.
Michelle wants Penny to know she did her Washington, D.C. trip using Penny's ideas from last week. Penny had some really nice layout ideas.
Oh, great.
And you can find those here on Facebook if you go, was she here Thursday maybe? I think she was here Thursday.
I think so.
Let's see, do we have any more questions? Oh, you did your coffee panels for watercoloring.
Oh, that's right.
Janet
I did
just
when
linked,
we had coffee
yeah,
week.
Janet
I
just
forgot
linked
about
that. Those were good ones too.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to go back here.
Thanks, Janet.
Yeah.
I forgot myself what I did.
Kimberly says she loves this and she's going to use one of her cow panels to make a birthday card. She has an aunt with a July 2nd birthday.
Oh, fun. Yeah,
And
you could trim Happy 4th of July right off if you want.
Absolutely. And Michelle said Penny's inspiration was just what she needed.
Good.
And Teresa, your inspiration today was pretty amazing too. So we learned a brand new watercolor technique with the Tim Holtz watercolor pencils, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Finish your panels and then make your cards and send them out. Get some stars or some ribbon. I do like the stars.
I think, Teresa, 4th of July cards are kind of a surprise because it's not your birthday, it's not Christmas, it's not Valentine's
It's Happy
Day.
Meal, definitely.
So it's just something to send out and make somebody's day. And Teresa, I think you made our day today, so thank you so much for that. And thanks everyone for joining us on this warm Monday.
Yes.
It's going to cool down later in the week, and you guys, I want you to know it's my mom's birthday today. So I don't think she's watching, but happy birthday, Mom. See you tonight. And a lot of people, I think, are anxious to give this a try if they didn't craft along with us. And we'll be back tomorrow, and Katie's going to be here tomorrow with a card kit from Simple Stories, the metal flowers. And she's taken those and made them a little different. So I think you're going to like seeing what she did.
I can't wait.
And and Maggie just reported we don't have the Shelley bag. We'll have to get that ordered and get it here so we have it available. So have a wonderful day, everybody, and we will be back tomorrow, and we'll see you then.